Hello. We are the LGM Boys. Don't look at where I'm pointing. Don't worry about that. Not one bit. We're the LGM Boys for now. My name is Chase.
I'm Kyle.
I'm Blakeston.
Me llamo Esteban.
And we are here to talk some shit. Are we qualified to give our opinion on anything whatsoever about any topic that exists? No.
Absolutely not.
Unequivocally, no. So that's what we're going to do for the next hour. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for listening. And quickly, if you want to have your input and have us address your input or answer any questions, make sure you go check out the Patreon because help keep us alive, help support us so we can continue to make content and bring you guys some value into your lives, quote unquote. I don't know.
Right. Likely story.
Today, we've got a couple of different things that we're going to be talking about. I can tell you, I know one intimately and aggressively and injurily, and that's rugby.
Mm-hmm.
In addition to that, I don't know. Whatever else comes to mind.
There will be other things.
Fuck it.
We'll just
Before we
right
get
into
started
it.
on that, there is an imposter amongst us.
Who is it?
That was cool.
Good job.
Who do you guys think? If we're going to be talking about rugby, we need some, at least a little bit of experience would be nice when addressing the topic.
Yep.
Based on those thighs, and chest
And girth.
and based on
Those
my
thighs.
athleticism,
Length.
and then him. Who
And
do
the-
you guys think isn't the
Hold
rugby
on.
player?
In the
Is it the
in the
twink?
comments, I need you to go into the comments, type out who you think it is. Don't fast forward in the video.
I don't think
Pause
they know
it
what we're
now.
talking
We'll
about.
be
I don't think they
cheating.
know what we're talking about. Who do you think doesn't play rugby out of us four?
Yeah, type it in the comments. Do not cheat, because if you get it right, we will know you cheated.
Pause the video right now.
And it's Kyle.
And it's me. Yeah, I don't play rugby. I'm the imposter. I'm only rugby for videos. For when we're making content, I just fill in space.
He's an actor.
Yeah.
Respect,
Very good at it.
If you will.
respect his profession. He's an actor. He portrays a rugby player.
I
in
embody the
content.
role.
And he does a great job.
Yeah, he bodies that role.
Yeah.
Oh,
True.
he embodies the role. Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Hmm.
Steven is actually the one who got us into rugby. Steven, hit us off.
I started playing rugby in high school because of pure fun. I'm just kidding. I was trying to play football. I switched schools, and I became ineligible because of bad student purposes.
Super Saiyan senior status.
But anyway, I got recruited into playing some club rugby by Tracy Davies. Shout out Tracy Davies.
Shouts to Tracy.
She's well known here in the Kansas City rugby community.
Mm-hmm.
And it was really freaking fun. I played football for the first half of my life, and then going into rugby, I was like, oh my God, this is way more fun than football. So I don't like doing anything without my friends, so I slowly but surely recruited them.
Yep.
You
I'm
dragged
the
Chase
last man
into it.
standing.
How did you drag Chase into it? How do you
I tried to play senior year. He dragged me in. I also was ineligible for football due to bad student grade and attendance reasons. And I gave up on football. I was kind of burned out on football anyway. So Steven said, come play some rugby, bitch.
Just to be clear,
Bitch.
it wasn't bad grades that didn't make me eligible.
Oh, for me.
It was transferring of credits from poor Raytown to rich Park Hill.
For me, it was not that. I didn't transfer. I had every opportunity to do well.
And he's really smart.
It's true.
So I was ineligible for football, and I didn't care about playing football. I was burned out. I had played football for over a decade and was out there laying the wood, playing damn linebacker at Park Hill, and I was done with that. So I said, fuck it, I'll play some rugby. I went to a couple practices. Tracy would use me as the dummy to demonstrate drills, and she would absolutely manhandle me.
Was she a beast? Was she big?
Imagine Principal Trenchbull. Do you know who Principal Trenchbull from Matilda is?
Oh, no.
That's who she was, but nice. But she was a unit of a unit of a woman, and played for the Eagles.
And as lovely as can be.
Yeah,
scary.
very
Might we
lovely.
add.
Not Trenchbull in personality, Trenchbull in stout. Okay, and would handle her business, and
Stature and intimidation.
she would do some drills for rugby to demonstrate, and she'd be like, Higgins, get over here. I'm like, fuck, every time. I think she would use it because I was a nuisance of a student.
And you're
troublemaker.
hot.
Yeah, and she would fucking just lay me out, and I'd be like, yeah, good demonstration. So I went to a few practices, probably 3 or 4 practices, and was looking forward to playing with Steven and all that, and then broke my leg off of the field in a completely unrelated manner, so I
remember that.
couldn't get to play my senior year, so I had to wait till after high school.
Was it from carrying a lady up some stairs?
Down
Down some
I
stairs?
was carrying one of our friends. We were just being idiots, but she was taking too long, so I swooped her up off her feet, and I was going downstairs. Next thing I know, I got hit in the back of my head, and I looked back, and it was my ankle back here. It was my own ankle. Diddy bought me in the back of the head. I literally did not want to drop her. I was gonna feel so embarrassed if I had dropped her. Shouts to Mariah. I'm over here down the stairs. And I'm like, fuck, my leg hurts. I thought somebody had hit me in the back of the head and knocked me down. I look back, and it was my foot back here. So my leg was
limping off.
Yep, my foot was broken, and I just set Mariah down, and I went over and laid on the bed, and I felt like I was going to throw up because my leg was broken.
Yep.
Yep.
I'm pretty sure I was there for that.
Everybody was there. It was like a party. We were having a party. So I didn't get to play rugby my senior year, but I've been playing rugby ever since I graduated high school. So it's really fun. And then a few years ago,
they wrote me into it too, which I was scared and fearful that I wouldn't be able to handle it. And look at me now.
Because he's a soccer plair.
Yeah, I played soccer in college.
Even the non-rugby players can make fun of soccer players.
Yeah, that's true. You don't even have to play sports to make fun of soccer players. Blakeson grew up playing soccer, but he didn't know that he was a rugby player trapped inside a soccer player's reality in life. He should have been playing rugby all along.
I played soccer, and then I did powerlifting after college, and then Chase begged and pleaded for me to come out for like over a year, and I had fear in my heart, so I didn't, and I finally did, and it's very fun.
He's out there fucking people up left and right.
It was just you and me at first, right?
Playing together?
Mm-hmm. I think it was the COVID season. Or was that your second season?
I mean, we did like that touch tournament together.
Mm-hmm. That was COVID season.
Yeah, so maybe you weren't there. I can't remember exactly what happened, but Chase was the one that was wanting me to come out, and then you and I played. That was my first tournament.
Blakeson went to a couple games with me before he played.
Yeah, and that's what I was like. This it was our D2 level that he was playing at, and it looked very fun. So I
said, dog, if you don't get your big, strong, athletic ass out here.
So finally got out there, and it was kind of, because I didn't know what I was doing. I didn't know any of the rules. I would just get the ball and run around people or juke people or hit people, and then that was it. And now, 3 years later, I've learned the rules, and we all play D1, and it's a lot of fun.
Yeah, and Blakeson is an absolute natural out there, which leads me to my next point. Nobody knows the rules. If you live here, if you live in America, you probably don't even know what rugby is. You wouldn't know what a rugby ball was and if two of them landed on your chin. You know what I mean?
Now we're talking.
Americans don't know about rugby, and it's not as popular as it is down in New Zealand and Australia, South Africa, and over in Western Europe. A lot of these countries, like the Six Nations, they have Wales in there, Scotland, Ireland, England, France. Like these European countries, rugby is pretty damn big over there.
Italy is the sixth, I think.
These rugby's a lot more popular in those countries, and if you're from America, you probably never even watched a game. You've heard of rugby, you know it exists, but you don't really know what it is. Here goes a 30. All right, here's what we're gonna do: 30-second explanation from a non-rugby player, and a 30-second explanation from Steven, the resident expert on rugby.
Oh wow!
Kyle, what is rugby?
So, from a bystander's standpoint of somebody who knows nothing about rugby, it looks like a big game of fuck the dude up with the ball.
AKA smear the sexually person who doesn't conform to
societal norms, if
which
you will.
We can't say because it's hateful.
Yeah, we would never.
It does look like smear the queer, which we resent that term.
Yeah,
yeah, but it literally look on the sidelines. It's whoever has the ball. It's always just a mass of people going for that person, and then it becomes a mass of people on the ground, and then they throw the ball out. Somebody gets it, they run a little bit, and then another mass of people until somebody scores, or it switches sides, and then it comes back.
Pure mayhem.
Pure mayhem from the bystander.
Pure chaos.
Yep.
Great definition, Kyle. And Steven, go.
Rugby is like a combination of soccer and football, but all the best parts of each. Like in soccer, everybody gets to control the ball / run the ball. And in football, you get to tackle people. So it's
that's
basically as I can put it. That's rugby.
Yeah. So I think that rugby is simple enough. If you go out of your way to watch a game, you'll start to pick up on the rules pretty quickly. It's fun and good to watch. I enjoy watching rugby more than I enjoy watching football. So,
which I was just wondering, why don't you actually play with us? Because they conned me into it, and you've been knowing them longer than me.
He's a stubborn one. This
bufferner
one,
and stronger and more stubborner. No, but I mean, from high school, I don't know why I didn't play in high school. I was doing other sports. I wrestled and swam in high school, so I'm sure that overlapped with why I couldn't play in high school. And then I went off to college and away from these guys, and so I didn't get the opportunity to play here with them. I'm sure if I would have been here in Kansas City, I would have got roped into it back in them days, but did not.
And I can only assume most state has a club team. I'm sure there's some sort of Springfield has a team, so I can assume most state has a team.
I'm not sure. I never heard anything about it. Most state was big into lacrosse. Was like their like kind of
rich white people.
Non-conforming sport that they played a lot. They were pretty good at lacrosse.
Okay.
But yeah, and now I mean I'm 28. Rugby's tough. It's hard. It's one, a big commitment. Two, it's these guys get hurt all the time, and I don't want to deal with that and injuries.
To be fair,
It's true.
28 years of age is generally when other athletes start to come into rugby. Between 24 and 28.
And also, to be fair, 28 is when a lot of athletes might retire. So
That's a good point about that.
There are rugby to me, so I'll give my 30-second definition. Rugby is this thing that you show up to hang out with the boys, and you just like get to pick which body part you're gonna break. So like you may show up and you break a rib one year, and you're like, oh, it's cool, it's a good rugby season. Next rugby season, you show up, you got a broken nose. You're like, yeah, this is fucking cool. Rugby's so fun. And every year it's
You break something new. That's Chase.
Every year is something else.
That's
and
him.
Don't get fixated on, it's not just bones. You can pull muscles. You can, there's many ways to
Tear ligaments.
Yeah.
Many ways to get fucked up at rugby.
Yeah,
And
these
Chase
guys-
finds a way to do it off
Find
the
a way to-
field more than on the field.
Yeah, it always happens. Ankles gone. You don't need no ankles, bro.
Nope.
You going straight from knee to foot, no bending necessary. You know what I mean?
Peg leg.
Peg leg in this, be a pirate walking
Yeah,
in me.
so that just leads me into I don't want to be dealing with injuries.
Yep.
I don't want to be. Yeah,
I respect that choice.
I would look
Kyle.
at you guys and not worth it. Oh, you guys get to hang out. I hang out with you 9 to 5 every day.
Yeah, Kyle's a 9 to 5
That's all he's willing to give.
But I honestly think that rugby is so freaking enjoyable if anybody would watch it. We get to wear the shorty shorts. Rugby players are fucking hot. If you haven't noticed, you need to go learn you something. Rugby players are fucking hot.
There's not a tougher sport in the world.
There's not a tougher sport.
Oh yeah, going from an outsider's perspective, these motherfuckers are tough, dude. Not only these guys watching out there just slamming into people, no pads, but I've seen like professional, like highlight clips and stuff of people like dislocating their shoulders and they're just on the field. Pop that shit back in, and they're right back in there.
Those dudes are on a
unaffected,
different
dude.
level.
That is absolute psychotic.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
I saw a yellow card in rugby the other day because there was a guy who kicked the ball and he flopped like he got hit, and the ref said, yeah, we're not dealing with none of that shit. Yellow card, send him off the field for faking an injury.
Yeah.
Or for
Not
faking
play.
like he got hit. He even did get hit a little bit, but he dramatized it, and they said, yep, nope, you're done, buddy. You'll never work in this town again.
Because in rugby, they prioritize the flow of the game. And if you interfere, you will be penalized.
And that's one thing like soccer too is there's no stoppage, so it's offense has the ball until they either score or defense gets possession and they go. There's no
Or if there's a penalty.
What he's
Yeah.
talking about is like in football, between every play, you stop and reset and blah, 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 30-second commercial. We're not doing none of that. The game keeps on flowing like soccer.
Yep.
Even at rugby, the ref will be helping. So in rugby, it's called the sir. He'll be helping you. He'll say, like,
Definitely
yelling instructions, like roll away from the tackle, release the ball. He'll be yelling at the scrum
Play
half,
on.
use it. Like, he'll be yelling stuff because he wants to keep the game going. He wants there to be as little stopping as possible. But thank God there's penalties every 30 seconds because I'm telling you, it is fucking exhausting. After 45, I remember one time there was like, so they set, every time a tackle is made and they're getting the ball out, it's called a phase between those times of running a play. One time there was like 15 phases, and I don't even have asthma, and I was having asthma attacks. I'm over here. I can't breathe, and I was like, somebody needs to make a penalty so I don't die.
I remember your first time in a rugby game, and you're literally running back and forth doing the most dead in 45 seconds.
I had
and I'm
no
like,
clue.
dude, pace yourself.
Yep.
Rely on your teammates and trust your teammates, and yeah, you figured it out.
I had
eventually.
no clue what I was doing. I was playing linebacker on the rugby pitch, and that is not at football. You literally, they say, fly to the ball. Wherever the ball is, you get there as quickly as possible to make the tackle, whatever it is. You do not take a play off. You never jog. And I was just in that mindset, and that is the opposite of rugby. You have to be patient as fuck with rugby.
All of a sudden, he was having an asthma attack.
And now I have to do the same thing, running back and forth because there's lazy fat bastards who don't have the stamina. So I do a similar thing, but in a much more controlled way. Me and Blakeston both do the same thing.
Mm-hmm. That's
Of,
fun.
okay, he's fat and he's not going to make that tackle, so I'll start doing a little angle pursuit. And so often they do break the line, and I have to make the tackle behind the gain line,
Because in
which
rugby,
is annoying.
it's the plays don't reset like in football where you have time to just start a play. But after a tackle, the offense kind of sets up as best they can, and the defense does. But it's not if the defense isn't ready, the offense can just go and take advantage of that. So what happens to me and Chase is we're usually the most fit compared to the fat guys, so we have to run outside of them to be in better positions because they're fat and lazy. So it's a whole
And
thing.
Steven started getting his 2 cents in on those
I
numbers.
was just saying, thanks for disregarding me.
Well,
That's a new development.
Yeah.
That's a new development. This lazy bitch used to not do that, and now he's been doing it. And
well, I
getting way
strategically
more.
did it. I would go where I needed to be, not where the ball was.
We'll wait for him to get back, anyways.
Don't interrupt our podcast. We need to talk about what makes rugby special, like the partying, the community, and the opportunities overseas, and which I won't be good at saying, but Blakeston will.
Hey.
All right.
What do you mean?
Pardon the interruption.
Sorry about that. Been waiting on that package for weeks.
One thing that differentiates rugby from other sports, but I only played American football and baseball growing up. Blakeson played soccer, but one thing that differentiates rugby from football is the community. So after rugby games, whoever is the home team usually hosts a social event after the game where they provide food and drinks and the teams come together and party together. They call rugby a gentleman's sport, which is weird. It gets fucking criminally aggressive out
And
on the
chippy.
field and cheeky
And scary.
and scary and it's like you literally feel like you went to war with these guys, and then after the match, shake hands and let's go eat some food and party, and it's definitely a unique vibe.
You literally hang out with the other team. They host you. It's
I
so
enjoy
fun.
that part.
It's very cool.
I've been out with these guys a couple times when they go, but in college, my cousin did play rugby here in Kansas City, so whenever I was in town, I would go out with the rugby guys all the time in college, and these guys can attest, rugby players do not play. You think they play hard in the game? They go even harder when they party.
Harder, faster,
Which
better,
I didn't know.
girthier.
If I don't drink or smoke, I don't even really go out. The first time I was playing rugby, and my old girlfriend at the time was even more calm than I was. And we're like, the rugby guy was like, all right, let's meet up. We're meeting here, blah, 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 at the rugby house. And I was like, okay. So we show up. She comes with me, not to be named, but they're doing fucking all kinds of drugs. I was like, what have I gotten myself into? And I'm young and I didn't know what was going on. I didn't even drink at the time, and they're over here doing some drugs and partying, fucking getting litty titty, and I was like, yeah.
Nefarious drug users. those
Blakeson,
people.
you got a pretty good story about a bus and a
Yeah, dude.
t-shirt or something.
I mean, there's all sorts of stories. The one that comes to mind, this dude, his name's Michael Lillis. Shout out to Michael Lillis for being an absolute party
Hey,
animal.
Michael Lewis,
We
yeah.
love him. We love him to death, but this dude is an alcoholic, drunk all the time. And I went to Ireland for 10 days, was drunk the entire 10 days. We had a game the next day.
He was.
Yeah, he was. Yeah.
You made it sound like you were.
My bad. I went to Ireland with the whole team. He was there and he was drunk every day. I know because I was the quote unquote enforcer, which means I was the babysitter for Michael Lillis.
The Michael Lillis babysitter.
Yeah, we're supposed to.
You got fucked.
Yeah. So anyway, this wasn't in Ireland. This was here. We had an away game, and I drove the bus for the team for pretty much every game. Chase helped too last season. And this dude on the way back was so drunk. I think he had like 4 or 5 beers after our game because he played D2 and was watching D1. Then at the social with the other team had another pitcher. And then is drunk as fuck on the bus. I'm driving. I hear him popping off about, someone make me shoot the boot.
Steven, what is shoot the boot?
So whenever you fill a rugby shoe / cleat / boot with beer or whatever you want, and then they chug it.
Not just any, a used boot from the game. This dude was begging and pleading. I shit you not, was going to town, begging. I'm driving. I'm like, this dude will not shut up. Someone make me shoot the boot. Someone make me do it.
hey, you dare
that's
me
a
to shoot the
punishment.
boot?
Just to be clear, it's a punishment. It's like to make someone shoot the boot's a punishment. He was begging for it.
I've only seen the shoot the boot reserved for somebody who goes and takes a shower before the social or cleans up before the social.
Okay, yeah.
That's the only time I've seen it be applied consistently. This dude was
We should have made
begging.
Liam do it. I just thought.
Yeah.
About. But anyway, I didn't know that was a specific. It's usually a punishment, and I didn't know that. This dude was begging. ends up doing it because someone's finally like, okay, fine, yeah, do
Fucking
drink.
clown, all right.
He's like, yeah, drink out of your, yeah, whatever. So they pour the beer in there, drinks out of it. I don't know how much longer later, but it was literally right away. This dude is throwing up in his shirt. This dude has his shirt curled up as if you're like gathering stuff.
That's how little kids carry stuff.
Yeah, how little kids gather with their shirt, grabbing the bottom corners, throwing up into his warm-up practice jersey. And then I pull into a gas station. I don't know if I did because we needed to or what, but he's at a window washing plate, like the trash can that has the window washer piece on the side, puts it in there and using the window washer to clean
Like
it.
an old school laundry.
Yeah, it's flushing it into the clean fluid that you're used to wash your, yeah. And I said, dog,
that's
leave it,
disgusting.
let's go. This is
Almost made me throw
TMI.
up right now. Right
For the
here.
video purposes, we have the video. We can put the video on it. If you
Yeah,
can't
I do
watch
have
it-
the
video
video.
of this?
I have a video. It's not great, but it is, you do see him doing it.
And if you can't see the video, if you're just listening, that was a good story.
Yeah,
That's
and
disgusting.
that's like just one of, we have been able to travel all over the world and do all sorts of cool things. And, we get to, Kyle's come out of town. We went to Denver for a rugby game and got to do a move in Denver and had a lot of fun. So rugby's presented a lot of very cool things and opportunities for us.
Steven's tried out for a professional team. Was getting scouted for a little bit, right?
Stephen and Blakeston.
Yeah, but for my position, I'm rather undersized. I just make up for that in strength. But
And
they
girth.
chose this I can't remember where he's from. He's an Islander. He had like 40 pounds on me and has professional experience overseas.
As a
So they
hooker.
chose him as a hooker.
As a hoka.
Yeah.
He's an island boy. Yep.
Mhm. So they chose
don't know
him.
the
to
For
rest.
be-
those of you who don't know, I think they call themselves Islanders too. I don't know. It's
Yeah.
from any plethora of different countries in the Pacific Islands. These men were built to play rugby.
Yeah.
Have you ever
Pick
seen
one straight out the womb. He's better than me.
Right.
Guaranteed.
Have you ever seen an appliance play rugby?
Have you ever seen a refrigerator? Oh no, it's a washer dryer stacked.
Yeah.
Play rugby.
There's a couple deep freezes out there too.
Yeah.
Deep freezer.
Yeah,
It's true.
these motherfuckers are good. And they had their own team in Kansas City called the Islanders, but they're all over. They'll be showing up on their own time.
Yeah.
They will have never played. They'll pick up a rugby ball and come onto the pitch and be more skillful than
What happened to that? The
They
Islanders.
just got old.
And they try to fight everyone.
They
and
got
it's a whole
old, but
thing.
they're also cheeky bastards. But they don't want to practice. They
Nope.
don't come to practice. They're there on Saturday. It's their game day.
We had a sevens tournament, an indoor sevens tournament, which is already a dangerous, like the turf is like, there's concrete under the turf. Like it's already a dangerous setup. Steven almost died playing in it once. And the Islanders had a team and were thrown out by the second game, I think.
They were trying to start
because trying to start too many fights. They were disqualified purely because they don't play. They just get mad and them try to fight,
But
which is why I like having them on our team.
yeah, there's some really good players that play for the Kansas City Blues. There's a couple of youngsters that are way better than myself included, than like 90% of the guys on the team. More skillful and more athletic. It's just incredibly good. These dudes were meant to play rugby.
We got this season specifically. We got I think 4 or 5 current pros or ex pros that are playing with us.
Yeah,
or
from
people-
What you guys been saying is your team's pretty stacked this year.
We got Michael
hope so.
Baska, this dude he played in France. He played for Chicago's pro team. Like he's very, very good. Will be
for
the best
USA
player on our
Eagles.
team. USA Eagles.
Yeah.
We got Aaron, Kyle, Steven. I tell people he played pro. I played pro as far as I'm concerned. I went to an open tryout that anyone could go to and I played.
Yet's been called up, but he's
Yeah,
still
I'm still
banking on it.
Yep. So there's
money's
that.
spent.
Matt working
money's spent.
our refrigerator of a unit of a
Yeah.
person.
Yep.
Morgan.
Yeah, good stuff, guys.
Yeah.
You guys, I'm going to take this time to, if you have followed any sort of our content, you know that there have been some changes with ourselves professionally and our personal lives going on. We ran a moving company straight into the ground. No, honestly, we ran a moving company for the past 8 years. That has been our livelihood. That has been our full-time dedication and our source of income. We recently closed up shop with the moving company and have transitioned into attempting to become full-time content creators. We have found this, doing this brings a lot of value to our lives, and we hope to be able to continue to bring a lot of value to your lives. So if you guys are enjoying the content or find any value, make sure you go support us on Patreon. Bare minimum, make sure you follow us on TikTok and Instagram. If you support us on Patreon, on YouTube, if you support us on Patreon, you will be getting behind the scenes. You'll be able to get some engagement from us, ask your questions through there. And the subscription is what pays the bills and helps keep us alive to be able to do what we do on a daily basis. You can also reach out to us via Cameo get personalized messages for you or loved ones. A lot of what we end up sending to people on Cameo is like happy birthday shout outs and like, hey, I just quit my job. Tell all these people, I used to watch their videos with these people I worked with, you know, tell them I said hi and fuck off, I'm out of there. So we'll just be sending out really incredibly and funny ass messages to people on Cameo. Pep talks, happy birthdays. We do have a merch shop up where you can buy LGM Boys gear that is getting added to different pieces of clothes are getting added to regularly. We will also be doing one final installment of the Sexy Mover calendar, which is going to be no holds bar. I'm telling you guys right now, it's going to be more risque than ever. So if you have a blue collar fantasy type thing and want to see some high quality, scantily clad movers, make sure you stay tuned to the calendar that we're going to be dropping.
Not going to want to miss this shit.
You're not going to want to miss this
shit.
shit.
Some things hooked up for you.
I don't even know what scantily clad means. I didn't know those were words. So you want this for sure.
Well said.
Thanks.
Yep. And to go on that on Patreon, we also have a, I think it's for next podcast, a little poll, a little vote going on to get you guys involved. Somebody is going to be wearing, I don't know what kind of outfit, but it's going to be a maybe a dress, maybe a little banana suit or something.
Fine, I'll do it.
Whoever gets voted into that will have to wear something silly for the next podcast, which I think is pretty fun. Got quite a few votes on that already. I think we just posted it yesterday.
I'll do it.
I'm telling you guys now, get in at the ground. Get it. This is like ground level for this community. I mean, we've obviously been doing it for a while, but for the Patreon and for YouTube, the shit's gonna blow up. So get in ground level. Get on the Patreon. I felt very excited about being able to engage with you guys through the comments and messages on Patreon. Get your 2 cents in, ask your questions on there. We'd like to have a segment in each podcast where we address the people that have hit us up through Patreon. So excited about that. About that.
Yeah.
Me too.
Blakeson, what have you been thinking about lately?
So there's a couple things.
Oh, God.
I've been warned not to talk about sexual content, so that really limited the horizons on what I could think of.
Last time we did this, Blakeson talked about jacking off for 30 minutes. I'm just joking.
No,
well, he did, but
yeah. Well, I mean, not to brag, but
you do.
I do masturbate more than the rest of you. So now that that's out of the way,
Combined.
This is a specific thing. Let's not talk about this during the podcast, and you find a way
Stop
to bring
talking
it up.
about jacking off.
listen.
All right, we're gonna have to call Diego up to replace Blakeson on the podcast.
No, because he won't know his lines. The first thing I was thinking about, because I was trying to find a show last night on Netflix, and I saw this awful zombie TV show that I quit within 5 minutes.
The Walking Dead?
No, it was.
Not the most
Don't
famous
pick one of the most famous things. And
Resident Evil.
good job. That's not it either. But
I tricked me.
I will keep going.
It's
what
Zombie 100. The new
what would
anime
hold
zombie.
on? What would you pick for your weapon if you had one choice of a weapon?
A rifle.
What would it be?
A rifle.
Okay.
Katana.
Oh.
See, you don't run out of ammo.
Yeah,
That's what
infinite
I'm.
ammo, dog.
And you have to clean a rifle. I don't personally.
No, I mean, not really. Just be honest. Yeah, clean, but you'll be fine.
it won't like jam up. It won't.
They make that up.
It'll go for. I can almost guarantee it'll go for years.
You think?
But you
Okay.
will run out of ammo, and you will have to carry a lot of ammo.
That's
Time out. Are they fast as fuck zombies, or are they just stupid zombies?
Are they? Let's think. Dawn of the Dead zombies, because those are the scariest ones I can think of. Those
I'm
things
thinking
are
like DayZ.
World War
where
Z.
Yeah, World
Oh,
War
where
Z.
they're fast as
They're
fuck.
fast,
climbing
and they're,
each
they're
other.
building like
Yeah.
ants over
Dude,
walls. That might be a different story.
All you got to do is get AIDS. You good to go in World War Z.
Not the AIDS.
Yeah. No, for real. You get some sort of cancer or something, and you were
And you're
good to go.
Oh,
Yeah,
remember they were
that's
just
what-
running around that
Yeah.
girl? Yeah.
Yeah.
World War Z, they're very similar to the I Am Legend zombies.
Yeah.
They're
Yeah.
fast
Let's
and aggressive.
We're talking Shaun of the Dead zombies.
So like,
If you're in a comedy movie, good to go.
Okay.
You're
Yeah,
chilling.
Definitely a katana.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll answer.
Go.
Machete.
I'm a chete.
Machete.
Machete,
See?
just to be traditional, you know.
Bringing out
Okay,
your
so the
Hispanic
only
heritage.
the only
would you
thing
dual
is
wield?
If I could, yes.
it's one weapon.
So no.
I will double into dildo a machete with duct
You-
tape.
if-
It has,
Womp,
it has
lightsaber.
Velcro on the end, so you can. So it's one
Okay.
weapon,
It's all
but
floppy.
but then you can separate. Now
Okay.
you're two.
Well, that's-
if
you found a-
acceptable, I will do a
Akimbo.
lightsaber.
If it's acceptable,
Oh, I accept it.
it's my.
I accept it.
Hold on. It's my. All right, Chase accepted it, so I accept
No, I
it.
accepted
Oh, a
it.
phaser.
I'm a follower.
Because it's a laser and it doesn't run out of bullets.
Okay.
A ray gun.
Great answers. The ray gun, if you're at like level 40 though, it's almost pointless.
Yeah.
You need the thunder gun.
Oh, we've
Yep.
moved on to zombies. From the
Zeus cannon.
video
Zeus
game.
cannon.
I'm going to pack a punch the thunder gun and get the Zeus cannon.
Yeah. You can, but in the new zombies, you can pack a punch multiple times. So maybe the ray gun's good again.
Does it pack a punch?
They're talking about video games.
Anyway, what I was thinking is one, the gun, you need ammo. It could jam up. Like we were shooting the assault rifles, dog. They jammed up every time before you got through a 30-round clip. It was
those were so like we were shooting a MPK 5 and a SCAR, but literally just like a M16 or a just an AR-15, just traditional solid AK-47.
Yeah,
these guns are tried and true. They're, you know what I mean.
They don't jam up like that.
They do jam it. It is possible, but it's very rare.
Yeah,
and to
They
clear
be
jam,
jamming.
you're
They
back.
be talking the AK-47s. You can like carry through mud and
Really?
water and pull them
AK-47
out.
well, yeah,
is
they got
very
those out in when they're
Desert.
terrorizing people.
And AK-47 shoots a 7.62. It's a big round.
Yeah, I
a
know
larger
that.
round.
Those are numbers. It in the AK-47, you got the people just they don't know what they're doing. Yeah, they have no clue, but that shit's scary.
Yep.
Anyway, my point is that's the downfall of having a gun. If you have a knife, you got to sharpen that shit. That's going to be a blunt object where it's going to carry no weight at some point.
Just find a rock and sharpen it. You're good.
No, I've seen a video where it showed how useless a katana is
That's
if you
what I'm
don't know how
saying.
to use it. These
It's-
people were boom, and it would not do shit. And I was like, well, it's gonna kill something still, but then you're stuck in it.
But
Then they
that's-
showed
yeah.
a dude how to use it, and he sliced through the whole bamboo.
That's what I'm saying. As I all it takes is it's not turned the right way. Zinc, you're stuck, or it doesn't penetrate or something.
You
And
hit it
then-
with the flat end. Why did you
You
slap
hit
me?
it with the handle. You're cutting your hands and hit it with the handle and slice through your own hand.
Anyway,
What is the right answer?
I don't know that there is one, but I feel like an aluminum bat's pretty damn universal.
Light.
Isn't gonna break.
Yeah, but is that gonna cleave through a zombie's head?
But the thing is, you're talking about kill shots. They're slow. You just dink a couple heads and you're out of there.
Dude, think about how tired you're gonna be swinging that thing.
You say that, but what if you're surrounded?
Like the 360.
Three Stooges
You
style.
you hold on to my feet. You're spinning. I'm holding the bat extendo version.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe
So
like,
I don't know if there's a correct
maybe like
answer.
just like a broadsword, like a
Heavy.
European
Too heavy.
broadsword,
Too heavy.
two-handed, Claymore style from Skyrim. Like
A knight.
Okay, I'm picking the custom loadout is what I'm
Okay,
doing.
all right, here we go.
Definitely gonna have a rifle. Definitely gonna have a light object. There's things better than an aluminum bat. If you're gonna do that, you could get a baton that is used to be a
Crowbar.
striking object. Way too heavy. Have you
Crowbar.
lifted a crowbar?
It's heavier
You've
than a
clearly
bat,
never
probably.
broken and entered.
yeah, but what I'm saying is with the crowbar, not only crush, but if you hit him with the hooked end, like that's like
Stuck in there though. You're
And then
gone.
It's
Yeah,
hooked
Done.
this way, dog. It's not hooked this way. It's you're gonna go towards them to get that out. It's like a fish hook.
Boy.
It does turn and then it has an
Yeah.
extra.
you just straighten that shit out. Turn that into a 90s real quick.
Straighten out an iron bar real quick.
All right, the zombie apocalypse is happening tomorrow.
Okay.
Guaranteed.
We get to plan. We get to plan ahead.
What are we doing?
Okay.
All I have at home is one gun.
I have one gun.
I have
here.
no. I have a couple guns from World War II, passed down from my great
Do
grandfather.
you have any ammunition?
You got a fucking
knows?
musket?
This boy's it's a muzzle loader. He's got a little rod with the.
Don't say a musket. Don't say a musket. I didn't say the Revolutionary War, dog. What?
Hey, I'm doing
Don't move, zombie! I'm coming for your
I
ass.
said World War II. This dude went back another 150 years.
Is that the freaking musket?
It's the only gun I could think of.
Hey, have you seen Malcolm Most Wanted? He shows up with a harpoon.
Is that the freaking musket?
Is that the freaking musket? Dude, it's so funny.
Dog, a musket. You shoot one zombie, and you're 4 minutes
chill,
later, you're like, "Hey, you
chill.
stuffing that shit?"
Nah, first thing, dude, we go to my uncle's house.
Okay,
Okay.
He lives down North Oak.
Oh, he sounds like a conservative.
You need.
I don't even know if that's far enough.
Hey, World War. Hey,
He
if
has
this
guns.
shit breaks out, zombies break out. You need the conservatives.
Right. If the zombie
I'm a
apocalypse, y'all gonna
conservative
be like,
all
yep.
of a sudden.
Yeah, like my dad was like, "Hey, I'm holding on to some of your uncle's guns for a little bit." My dad's got a pretty good size safe. You guys have moved it.
Yep.
Pretty
Twice.
good size.
I've moved it twice.
Packed.
With guns. Yeah.
He said some of.
Oh god.
Packed.
Yeah.
My dad's could. Like I'm not talking like each little spot, you know, because they have like a rack in there. It's full. I'm
It was
talking
full shoved in there.
shoved, kicking, shutting the door
Safe
full.
convexed.
Yeah.
It's bulging.
Yeah,
It looks like
exactly.
a cartoon safe. It's bulging out like it's filled up with air.
Exactly. He's turned a room in his house into a safe, like a bedroom
Yeah.
into a safe. I don't know how, but it's like I think he has it like lined with steel and the door and everything.
I seen pictures on Facebook. It was either Facebook or somebody was getting roasted. It showed a family. Even the kids had guns. They had the guns displayed on the whole deck. It came down off the deck, down the stairs, onto the ground, and some were literally on the roof just displayed out. It was probably over one family had like 300 guns. I was like,
Wow.
I said, what no fuck? You don't need that many guns, Keisha.
They can fight a whole battle by themselves.
Right. Well, you can only, I mean, one at a time, maybe two, but yeah. I think it's not a bad idea. Who knows? That's a sensitive topic, gun ownership. But
Yeah.
if there's a zombie apocalypse,
It's
Lord
not
forbid.
sensitive no
Yeah,
more.
right.
Not
Yeah.
sensitive no more. Yep.
Yeah.
You're exactly right.
Well, that was good. That was a good.
I read
little-
this thing
think
that
you
said
guys-
guns don't kill people, people kill people. And then dude said, okay, if that's true, does that mean toasters don't toast, 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 toast?
Toasters don't toast, 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 toast.
Say it one more time for the people in the back.
Toasters don't toast, 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 toast.
That was good. I understood that.
It's so stupid. It's not.
good
It's just a
one.
dumb joke to make fun of people. But yeah,
It's a good joke, though.
Seriously, help me answer that.
God, that's good.
Yeah.
Do you guys have any embarrassing stories from whenever you were a kid?
Yeah, of course.
One
Go.
time, this kind of goes back to masturbation, but not really though.
So, come
Hold
on.
on. No, I did.
Thank you guys
I got-
for listening to
No, hold on. I got caught.
Jacking off.
No. It's my brother came to the house, and we back when desktops were the only thing really,
Sounds hot.
and I didn't know how to erase search history. I thought you exit out, you're good to go. It's gone. No, there was a whole, like, it was at the bottom corner. You could click. I don't know. It was a whole thing. And he pulled me into the room. He was nice about it. And he was like, didn't tell my mom or anything.
Show you how to do
Because he was older. He was like, he's like 15, 16.
Erase the history, you fucking weirdo. Did your brother show you how to do it? Erase the history.
Oh, yeah. That was my uncle. And he
Pass it
he
down.
pulled me into the room and didn't tell my mom or anything. He's like what's going on here? And I didn't know what I was like, oh, my friends must have been playing a prank on me. And I did this whole spiel, had myself convinced that I had him convinced. He knowing damn well, he's like, yeah, sure. This is how you delete it whenever your friends come back and do this again.
Twice to this evening.
Yeah. So he showed me how to do that, and then that was that.
It's a good older brother.
Yeah. Yeah.
One time, on a similar vein of pornography,
Documentary.
sorry, it was a documentary, had a magazine under my dresser, but I wouldn't put it under the dresser. I would pull out the bottom drawer and put it under the bottom drawer so it was
Smart.
off the ground.
Smart.
One day, this is what happened. Sometimes, you get lazy. I just threw it over there, and
yep.
I didn't do the bare minimum. I put it under the drawer,
You
and
were
I come
feeling
home.
satisfied.
Relieved.
Yeah, I was in middle school. I just lit a cigarette and accidentally fell asleep. No, I come home and it's like pulled out from my dresser. So now I'm in a whirlwind of did I do that, or did somebody come in and pull it out to leave it there and say, yeah, bitch,
Yeah.
I know. So I'm just in a whole frenzy of what the fuck is going on in my room.
I think there you just assume no one knows.
Yep,
that's a
what I did.
win-win. Yeah,
That's what I
yeah.
did. I just I put it back and was like, yeah, hopefully.
If you start playing mind games, like, do they know, and reading into everything, you're gonna rat yourself out.
So I said, who left this in my room?
Was it you, stepsister? Please.
Sister, come look at this with me. No, I just scooted it back under and nothing ever happened.
Good job.
Oh no! I lied. Why did I just lie? I
Did
blocked
your mom
it out.
ask you about
I
it?
blocked it out. Yep.
Yep.
I was
knew.
on the phone on speaker. And my boy, maybe you met, I don't know if any of you guys met, my old best friend, Chris Elias, shouts to him.
I've heard
he
the
was
story.
He was there on speaker with him. And I was like, hey, what's up, Mom? And she just brought it up cold out of nowhere, bro. I didn't have no chance to defend my... Chase, I know about masturbation.
Oh,
I said, Mom, I'm going. I said, Mom, I'm going right now. I'm hanging up. I gotta go. And she
Don't
was like,
say
and
I know about
That's what
masturbation.
she said. Like, bro, there's an
Like,
appropriate way to have a talk about something.
I know what masturbation is.
Yeah.
Like, come on,
That
that's
was my
not-
mom, that fool. And I was like, yeah, okay, I gotta go. I'm getting off of here and I'm never coming home.
Don't get off there.
Definitely
Seriously,
not because
Mom, tell me
of
about it. I'm getting off here.
I'm almost there.
I'm getting off of this phone call.
Yeah, you are.
I'm getting off on this phone call. I'm done
Yeah,
with it.
And
No,
now
it's
we
okay.
need to hang up.
Yeah.
That was quite the rant.
Oh, yeah. Steven, tell us about you jacking off.
I wasn't. That's just the embarrassing thing that came to. I've disappointed Kyle.
Yeah, we need to not talk about those kinds of things.
I was talking about getting just and then.
All right. Tell us an
fine.
embarrassing story that has nothing to do with that then. Good luck
Or I
coming
have
up with one, buddy.
Or I have another subject. It's up to you.
I know you guys
if you
have
wanna tell the
embarrassing
story.
stories.
I can't think of any.
Well, currently my
He's never
mind
been
is
embarrassed.
currently on my stories to one up you that I will not say.
Respect. Actually, disrespect. We can always cut it.
All right. Well, then I read this interesting fact. Did you guys know that if you had $1 for every year the universe has existed, which obviously if you're a Christian, this doesn't pertain to you.
Which is
not
also
your
like
universe.
This is not your universe.
billion years.
It's
I
it's
think.
like 13.8 billion years. So if you had $13.8 billion, you wouldn't even make the top 50 on the Forbes list.
Those rich
Fucking
bastards.
That is kind of crazy to think
I've read
about.
another stat regarding money like that. It was if you had $1 a day every single day since Jesus was alive, or $100 a day, it was something you would still not be anywhere close to the
Yeah.
original. Yeah.
It's kind of crazy to
the Christians involved.
think about
I think I
just to
heard
keep
one.
the Christians around.
I think I heard one
involved
about Bill
the
Gates. If you
fact.
stack his money from the Earth, it could stack all the way to the moon or something.
Are we talking in
I think it was,
pennies or are we talking in?
I think
Here's
dollars.
dollars.
Is a $1 bill the same thuckness as a $100 bill?
I think.
Yeah, we can only
Dude,
assume.
Have you guys seen $1 million in cash?
Yeah, I just deposited it earlier. No, I haven't.
Oh, dude, I was in Vegas one time and they had like
Shut up.
a display and it was $1 million in cash and hundreds, and it was a pyramid.
How tall?
It's probably about like this tall, like a foot and a half, 2 feet tall, and maybe like
by 3.
yeah.
By like
Dude, it was an insane amount. Like it was like okay, in the movies they'd be having a briefcase full of cash with $1 million would not fit. It'd be
No,
like
probably-
5 or 6 briefcases.
Yeah, fuck.
Dang.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
So I don't understand.
No, I've never seen $1 million in cash.
They had it encased
In
in
movies.
in bulletproof thick glass. Maybe it wasn't that. I think it was just a triangle like this, and it was one of those numbers where like impenetrable.
Yeah.
They say.
If
Let me get
you
at it.
I
so
would find a way to penetrate it.
Always.
I get mine.
oh fine yeah all right.
Sorry.
I remember hearing something about how many times you can fold a paper in half and then how
Myth
tall
busted.
it would be. So
He said myth busted. He doesn't even know what we're talking about.
I didn't even hear what you said. I
said
thought you were
myth
laughing at me.
busted. He doesn't even know. You haven't given any specifics.
I don't even know if it's a myth.
I saw
But
the
I
episode.
agree with you.
He doesn't believe
You know
that
what I'm
you've seen
talking
that.
about.
Yeah.
We're on
So
the same page. Continue.
Was it toilet
If
paper?
you
that was like
fold-
a mile long?
No, is
what was the myth? Now I want
the
to know.
myth is
That you
that
can't fold it more than 7 times, but they broke that.
yeah.
with
the
toilet
Oh,
paper, a single
okay.
ply toilet paper that was like
no, they did it with myth. Yeah, so it was the
And they used forklifts.
Mythbusters. No, where they used like 12 people.
oh, it was like tissue paper.
Huh.
No, they got to. I think they got to 9. I just watched the episode the other day.
Desi, that's what
Not
you're
the
here
episode,
for.
The
So
the
my
thing.
so the fact that I remember is something to the effect of if you fold the paper 20 something times or something,
It reached
it
the
would
moon.
reach the moon. Yeah. But
I
I
was on both your guys' sides.
Look-
Bitches.
good job about that. I looked up, I just Googled it, and this says if you fold a paper in half 103 times, it'll get as thick as the universe,
Wow.
which I don't
That
I
makes
don't
sense.
understand.
Let's try it.
Because,
It's
dude, it's
exponentially
exponential.
grows.
It's doubles every time.
Shut up, Kyle, and then the rest of you had good points.
It's exponential, yeah.
don't know
That
why
just
we
when
wouldn't at
people
least
say,
try.
"Oh yeah, it was growing exponentially," it's like, well, no, it wasn't. Shut the fuck. Exponential growth is.
I say that a lot, so
11
That's
folds.
what
They
I
did do
just
11
said.
folds.
Forklifts and shit. I remembered the episode, and you guys all said no. You.
Not me.
I didn't say no.
Yeah. Well, Desi
I
and
didn't
Kyle
know.
both said no. Yeah, I remember that episode. They were using forklifts and they were smashing it to fold it.
And maybe I just didn't make that far. The first like 9, the first 9 folds were human powered.
Human powered. That's a good
Yeah,
way of
see,
saying.
they were doing that number.
I've seen him do more than that with a piece of toilet paper.
That's
but it
crazy.
wasn't much
This dude
more.
said myth busted.
Dude,
and then-
I've
Desi,
been-
taking it from a big, huge, like normal proportion piece of paper to toilet paper, you would think would do a lot. It's not. It's only like 2 more folds because the same thing happens. It was way longer than it was wide, and it was the same. They would come in the same problems. It just wouldn't.
Wouldn't smash.
Yeah. I'd smash, but yeah, it wouldn't.
Incredible point, Blakeston.
Yeah, it's just I'm just reading more things, and there's a lot of numbers involved, and it's kind of crazy to the thickness of the universe. That's a girthy ass universe, right?
You
there.
talking about fuck?
God damn,
The universe caked up.
Keisha, one pant leg in, one.
Well, it's just weird because the universe is infinite.
Okay,
Infinite.
and then that's another word that I don't really know. So, good job.
Yeah, last time we got talking into the infinites of infinites.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
And then my nose started to bleed.
He had smoke coming out of his ears. Your nose was bleeding. He had a tear running down his leg. I was like, damn, from the universe? Yeah, she's big. Yeah,
you flunch with the universe.
Anyways, I think that leads us into a little good outro, little session guy.
Thank you guys for watching. I appreciate the fucking piss and cock and shaft out of you, for real,
And
honestly.
tits.
Yeah, that too.
Yeah, all of those.
If you guys have not watched or played rugby and interested in one of those things, you should definitely give it a try because it is one of the fastest growing sports in America, and it's really freaking fun and cool to watch.
If you have any questions about rugby or our experience with rugby, definitely leave a comment. We like talking about stupid shit, but we do like talking about rugby, and I think that if more people could learn about rugby, you'd have just one more thing that you could kind of enjoy.
Yeah, and we would like to make sure to check us out on Patreon and ask us some questions on there. We would like to have a 10-minute little section in these podcasts where we answer your guys' questions and maybe talk about the things that you would be interested in getting our opinions on and stuff. So make sure to get on there, leave us some questions, and then the next podcast we'll go ahead and answer some of those for you.
You guys, it's my job to come up with the next podcast or podcast topics. Help me out. What are you guys interested in hearing us talk about? Nothing's off limits. Let's get into it.
Yeah.
Good point.
Love you all.
Love you guys.
Bye-bye.
Me llamo Esteban. Peace.